weren't in charge of the investigation, but it had moved back there, some of the interest. So now...
You mean before it was transferred to Bakersfield?
Yes. And then along comes March. That's the next major one.
Okay.
That's when you laid it out and drove it home. All this time you've been telling them, like you said, they need a different dog. You need to go back to Bakersfield. Well, March, you sent them that big email. And in March, this is what happened. The Bakersfield Police Department took over the investigation, and it went completely back to Bakersfield, and they brought in the FBI, and they searched the field and a bunch of different locations for evidence. And then guess what happened? They have a grand jury who looks at the information and the evidence for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. No body has been found, but the grand jury comes back and charges both the adoptive father and the mother with 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of cruelty to a child, and 1 count of filing a false report, and arrests them. So the January 22nd, 2021 exchange that you had about the father being arrested was accurate as well. So the fact that they're not in California City, they're in Bakersfield, which is where the homicide
Which was
occurred.
3 months prior to
God
reporting it to 911,
through
right?
you and the gift that he knows what's going on. And
Yeah, well,
that's
they
where
just
we're
found,
at
I
with the
think they
case
just
now.
found that recently in March. They announced it online that the DA announced that they found evidence that the children had been murdered 3 months prior to them reporting it. So in other words, it was in Bakersfield.
And unfortunately, they cannot tell us because the judge has put a gag order on all the attorneys and law enforcement. They can't talk about the evidence that the grand jury saw. So we have to wait now for the formal indictment papers to come out and see what happens in court.
But
so anyway,
we need to be praying for the children to be found, so they can have a proper burial.
We need to lift them up. And
we know that they're going to have justice.
Pray for the law
that's
enforcement
obvious. And I think that I communicated with Chief Greg Terry is who I communicated with, and I just want to, he's professional. These people are just amazing. But I just want to encourage people that if anybody knows anything, to call the Bakersfield Police Department, and you can ask for Chief Greg Terry, or in the alternative, whoever the lead is on the case. Their number is 661 area code 327-7111.
Okay. And
I couldn't see.
And for our viewers, you have done a bunch of other interviews with me regarding other cases and other prophetic things like the Tennessee bombing. Where can they find that and watch it?
They can find it on my YouTube or my Facebook, found as Kimmy, K-Y-M-M-I, Bloomberg, B-L-O-O-M-B-E-R-G.
Okay. And that'll wrap it up then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.